man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war. This is 845, varsity man up. It's game time, everybody stand up. From my town to yours, we ready for sure. From the field to the court, yeah, we ready for war.
Hello, and welcome to Varsity 845, The Spring Show. I'm your host, Ken McMillan. The spring rain has wreaked havoc on the sports schedules, but in between the raindrops, there have been several magnificent performances. Valley Central Softball has won all 13 of its contests and is off to its best start under Coach Frank Jordan. A big reason is Jane Pinkney, who pitched a perfect game on Monday against Pine Bush and is 12-0 with an ERA of less than 1. Another reason the Vikings are playing well is freshman shortstop Maggie Cox, who is batting over 500 this season. She scored both runs on Monday against Pine Bush. Track and field's postseason is still more than a week away, but the competition is getting more fierce with every weekend invitational. Monroe-Woodbury hosted its annual Crusader Relays on Saturday. Here, John Laguerre of Middletown wins his heat race in the 110-meter hurdles. The girls' 100 dash featured some of the fastest girls in the state. Here, Ruth Alexander of Ramapo wins the first semifinal heat. And Jessica Hennig of Pine Bush blazes to the finish line to win the second semifinal, and she beat Alexander in the final. Pine Bush also picked up a win in the girls' 100 hurdles as Tony Warner won the race in 15.5 seconds. No one has found a way to beat the Warwick boys lacrosse team just yet. The Wildcats are 10-0 following a 17-4 victory over Walk Hill Valley of New Jersey on Tuesday. Mark Hughes had 6 goals and John Reardon had 3 to lead Warwick. Last week, Warwick won a showdown of unbeaten teams and handed Monroe-Woodbury its first loss.
These guys have worked very hard. It's been about working very hard in the off season. We got kids that love to play. They play in the fall, they play in the winter, they play anytime they can, and they've played together for a while. And I just think we're getting a skill level that we haven't had in the past.
We're definitely looking to be able to compete for a section title, but I mean, right now, the furthest we've ever made it was, into the playoffs. So we haven't actually won a game. So that's got to be step number one. Win a playoff game right now.
In this week's feature report, I headed out to the track at Newburgh Free Academy in Monroe-Woodbury to learn about the fine points of hurdling. Hurdling is not a natural act. It takes a lot of skill and courage to run as fast as you can and jump over barriers placed in your way. We're speaking with John Laguerre from Middletown High School, one of the top hurdlers in Section 9. John, what is the secret to being a good hurdler?
Well, for me, the secret to being a good hurdler would be consistency. Try to get your lead leg and your trail leg to land in the same spot over every hurdle every time.
It takes a lot of practice to get that done properly, doesn't it?
A lot of practice. I mean, it may look good, but even I haven't really grasped it yet. I'm still working on it.
Practicing the proper techniques over and over again is vital.
We have drills that we do, and we constantly over and over. We do 2 or 3 sets of trail leg drills. We do lead leg drills. We have a lot of drills. If you ever notice, like if you get on a hurdle race, you'll see them doing so many different drills.
A common misconception is athletes must jump high over a hurdle, when in fact the idea is to get as close to the hurdle top as possible.
When you were hurdling, you want to run as if the hurdles are not even there. Just run straight through and try to spend as least time in the air as possible.
Maintaining a consistent speed is important, but so is getting the steps right.
It becomes very tempo, very rhythmic, so, the foot placement can be really important too when that lead leg gets over the hurdle, how close it can get to the other side. In my years of coaching, I started off with a boy hurdle, and then I started teaching the girls to hurdle like the boys, and it took me 3 years to realize it's a different ball game. Girls can travel over the hurdles a little bit longer, where guys, they need to get that lead leg over and get to the ground. They need to contact on that ground much faster so they can work on their ground speed.
Hurdling has its dangers, not least of which is tumbling into one. What is it like to hit a hurdle?
Well, when you're going fast enough, you don't really feel it, especially when all that adrenaline is in you. But I'm sure if you do it incorrectly, you will feel it.
And they're off. This is the girls' 100-meter hurdles.
That does it for this week's show. Please visit our website, varsity845.com, for updates, especially next week when some of the county championships get underway. I'm Ken McMillan. Thanks for watching.